Well, hello. How are we doing? Happy Sunday. Yes, I'm just in my casuals today, chilling out. So yes, but I've been a good boy. I've done my writing already today, and I'm not hungover. So yes, I hope you're having a fun, relaxed day, whatever you're doing. And yeah, so there we go. So, okay, so over the last few weeks, what we've been looking at, so we've done the Amsterdam research trip and stuff. That was great fun. Really enjoying writing my novel. I'm writing the scene in Amsterdam now, and it's really kind of paying dividends. And what else? So we spoke about book covers. Okay, so today I want to focus a bit more on the trad approach. So if you're going to trad, just a little bit of a note. I've done this wrong because actually you wouldn't be looking at book covers if you were going to go trad. Okay, so if you're going indie, then yes, you'll be looking at a book cover. But if you're trad, then you, which means a traditional publisher, by the way, then you almost certainly will need a literary agent. Kind of forgot what I was going to say then. A literary agent. So today we're going to have a look at a little bit about that. I've got some experience with this, just more in the realm of approaching, etc. And I have dealt with quite a few literary agents because I do talks and things. I run a writers group, etc. So okay, so first off, the first thing I have to say above everything is actually something above even that. Make sure your manuscript's ready. I mean, I've said that in editing, but especially with a literary agent, you need it to be, I mean, smoking. Yeah, the best that you can, especially the opening. Okay, go for it 20 times. The first chapter, whatever. Just go for it. Get an editor, get it as good as you can, get them hooked into the story. Now, it is actually possible. There's a bit of a myth that if there's a single typo anywhere, you're instantly out. Well, from asking them, that is not quite true, but it does not help whatsoever. If you've got a story that's that good that is instantaneously hooking them in, and they're thinking this is going to be fantastic, and there's a couple of typos, they're gonna be looking at the story and thinking, wow, yeah, they need to learn how to edit properly, but I just can't stop reading the story. I need to read more. But that is an exception. You do not want anything negative. If they're like, is the story okay? Well, there's typos. They're people. Okay, they're looking for the product. So the best thing that you can do is get it as absolute best and razor sharp as you can. Okay, so the one that the tip that I was going to say is make sure you're approaching the right agent. If they say, "Oh, I love YA, I love romance, I love westerns, cannot stand horror," so you then submit your horror novel to them. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your time. You waste even worse. You're wasting their time, and the last thing you want to do is annoy them. Okay, you may write romance one day. You don't know, and then they may be the correct agent for you. Oh, it's the person that can't read the submissions page properly. Although they probably won't remember you because they get so many submissions. But you understand what I'm trying to say. Do your research. Make sure that they're correct and that they're right. Um, you know, and I think I'd also say um, you want the right agent. Now it depends where you coming from. I appreciate there may be many experienced authors out there, or experienced people, or just very confident people. They know what they want and they're like this. But for a lot of people, it's very personal, especially if it's your first book. It's your dreams. You're like, oh, please, I want an agent. Please. You just, I'll do anything. Well, try to retain some confidence in that. Look at it as a business, look at it professionally. But most importantly of all, is that you want the right person. You're going to be working a lot together. You need to be able to trust them. Have a bit of rapport with them. They need to understand you. Yeah. And this is something that people can often forget because they get caught up in the moment. So let's say that you meet an agent that represents some really big names. Please, and Okay, I'll take you on. Do you want that? No, you don't. You know, that's don't care if they're a literary agent. That, you know, you want them to be invested in you and giving you time. So you're looking for someone that's excited about you and excited about your work. You know, wow, really loved it. I think there's a good place, a market for this. I think publishers are going to like it. Really interested in your personality. I think there's something we can do together. I'd like to have a meeting. Okay, so I'm not saying it's exactly what they say, but you get the drift, and you're like, well, I like you. You know, you seem genuine person. You've got good experience as a literary agent. I think I can trust you. Let's take this forward. Okay, so just kind of try and retain that. I'm not saying be up your own backside. It's a balance. Okay, and it's about getting that right. Just getting that right vibe. It's exactly what you want. You know, because then you can trust each other. You'll listen to each other. You'll work together, and then hopefully you'll be successful. So moving on from that, obviously it then comes time for the contracts. So obviously always read your contract. I did hear of a horror story. I don't know if it's apocryphal or not, but someone in the publishing community, it wasn't in England, was saying that they signed with some agents, and there's a clause in the contract that they will own all their books or something for the rest of their life, including any other they write. They then went to do the first book, didn't do well, dropped her. She's kept all the rights. You know, now that's a little bit, perhaps a little bit of a horror story. I hope it is. I hope it is apocryphal. But you know, there's places like there's trade unions, there's the Society of Authors. They can vet your contract. The Writers Guild of Great Britain, they can check your contract. So there's places you can go, but obviously always read it to make sure that you get the correct contract. Now, the top tip that I have for you, I would say, would be to read this, and this is the Writers and Artists Yearbook. This is an older one, 2020. You can see it's a tome, but essentially, for those who can remember the yellow pages, it's essentially yellow pages of the publishing world. It's got all the agents listed. So you can see there, look, all the different agents, a quick blurb, their contact details, what they publish, you know, so you can check the genre. And as well as that, they have newspapers, magazines, poetry, competitions, just kind of like a what's what and who's who of the writing world. Fantastic. And as well as all that, on top of that, the cherry on the cake is there's actually articles on how to do things, how to write a good query letter, which in my mind are astoundingly difficult. And I think notoriously so. Every time I speak about it, I hear many people complaining about how difficult query letters are and synopsis, but there we go. So it's places like these articles that you can pick up some more top tips. So, okay, I think that's about it. I hope you've enjoyed this, and if you are looking for a literary agent, good luck. Just one more thing, I'm going on, what was it? Oh, so 8 minutes. Rejection. Okay, so if an agent's not interested in you, you know, you've got to move on. And also, if they don't come back to you, don't take it too personally, and don't necessarily hassle them. It's fine to follow up with a query, email, or perhaps even a phone call, but it is, trust me, it's standard in the industry. They just ignore you, and again, it's just like why? But as I said, do you really want someone that doesn't want you? Do you want to twist their arm? You know, if they're not twisted by your by your book, they should be reading your book and thinking, wow, I want this. Yeah, that's what you're looking for. So, having said that, reversing that, if you're very lucky, and I would always say, be very, very grateful if you ever get any feedback. That agent has really taken the time to give you some feedback. Okay, so, and you can normally take it as gold dust. So if they drop you a couple of lines, I didn't really feel this novel was correct for me. Well, thank you very much. You've done me a favour. Now I know you're not the right person, but you bothered to read it. I'm very grateful. That should be your mindset. I will just say, really like the first couple of chapters, but on the third chapter, the story kind of veered off. You moved away from the story a bit, and I lost interest. gold dust. You know, this is just, I'm just making this up as I go along. But yeah, that's gold dust. Reread that. Perhaps get some opinions. So, you know, it's an exciting and a frightful experience. And I wish you the best of luck. There are many people out there. So love to hear how you get on, by the way, especially if you've got any funny stories or anything. And yeah, and there we go. So look, happy Sunday fun day, and we shall speak again soon. Cheers. Bye bye.